Hi, it's Dr. Melinda Mann, OBGYN and lifestyle medicine. Tonight I want to talk about two somewhat related topics. First, I'm going to speak a little bit about kosher food and what sets it aside from regular vegan food. And then I'm going to speak about feeding a large family. All vegan food is inherently kosher. All plants are kosher. Anything grown in the ground is kosher. What is the problem? The main problem is twofold, really. One problem is what vessels are used to cook the food in, what knives, what pots, etc. If those knives and pots were used to cook so-called unkosher food, which means meat, chicken, dairy, fish, etc., then whatever vegan food is cooked in those utensils and pots is going to be considered non-kosher. So that's one problem, because the heat transfers the essence of the non-kosher food into whatever is being cooked. The second is we don't eat bugs. Jewish people don't eat bugs. And a lot of fruits and vegetables are infested with bugs. So we have to take an extra step. We have to check our produce, our grains, our beans, our nuts, our seeds. For example, cashews, we open them because often you can find a little crawly insect in there. So we have a lot of work to do to check to make sure we're not eating bugs. Now, you may say, well, I'm vegan, I don't eat bugs either. But you are inadvertently eating bugs if you're not washing and checking your fruits and vegetables and all your other plant-based choices. If you're not checking them for bugs, you're eating bugs. But that's okay. You can be a vegan and eat a bug. But according to Jewish law, if you eat a bug is not a kosher creature, and therefore we put bugs in the same categories as, let's say, clams or shrimps or lobsters. Bugs are in the same category. They're not kosher. The difference is it's easy to spot a clam, but it can be very hard to spot a bug. So we spend an inordinate amount of time washing and checking. So that causes a lot of issues. It's very hard to do all of that. It's very tedious. And to rely on rabbis to check for you, it becomes almost prohibitively expensive. So we are still lacking in the kosher Jewish community in ways of bringing low-cost leafy greens and other fruits and vegetables, again, nuts and seeds and grains and beans. We are lacking in this area, and we have to do more research on how to bring these types of foods to our public without it costing an arm and a leg. I'll give you an example. Sometimes I like to make a dish called spanaco pita, which is spinach mixed with, I use almond, ricotta, and you bake it in a phyllo dough. I do that once in a blue moon. The spinach for 1 pound of bug-free, guaranteed bug-free spinach is $36. Who can afford that? No family can afford that. Which leads me to my discussion of large families. There are plenty of Orthodox Jewish large families. How in the world are we going to compete with the meat and dairy industry, which lobbies in Washington to subsidize corn and soy so that the cows and the chickens and all of that are artificially reduced in price due to the subsidies? And so therefore the kosher family would do a lot better to get a big package of chicken bottoms, let's say, for under $10 and know their children are fed and they're going to go to sleep with a full tummy, versus what we're dealing with, which is when we need these fancier fruits and vegetables to serve to our family, there's no subsidy at all. And so they're extremely overpriced compared to meat, chicken, and fish. It's a very great dilemma, and it's going to take governmental, let's say, the consumers descending upon the government to finally stop this. I believe it's criminal behavior, honestly. What can a large family do? Well, large families need to buy in bulk. And there are solutions out there. In particular, there is a company called As Your Standard, which is pretty well known in the home prepper space on the internet, where you can buy large amounts of beans and grains and other staples at relatively low cost. You just have to go to the pickup site. It describes it on the website. So for large families who want to be vegan, they have to come up with solutions. And that would include buying in bulk. And you can also have the grain mill and make your own flour. It's very inexpensive that way. I've done the calculations, etc. And we need desperately a solution for leafy greens and fruits and vegetables in general. I hope that this video opened your eyes a little bit as to some of the challenges faced by Orthodox Jewish eating practices and challenges faced by large families. Thank you for your time.